check it first.
Yeah.
This one's close.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's some moisturizer somewhere. It's dropping. Eczema on my hands. I can see better. Got the clip on that, right? Alright, let's get this going. Alright, Shalom. Let's start by giving all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Number one to the apostles and the elders of GreatMillStone, and Shalom to like I've did, those who work of faith, labor love and true sincerity. Alright, and today's topic is the beautiful struggle, right? Yeah, today's topic is the beautiful struggle, so we're just gonna let the Spirit speak expressly, and may Yahawashi shall speak through us as we present this lesson of edification. Alright, so
It's Hebrews chapter 12, and we'll start at verse 5. It says, "And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him."
right, it said you pretty much forgot what the exhortation. Somebody look up that word exhortation real quick, and then you can bring it back for me.
Definition of exhortation, it says, an address or communication emphatically urging someone to do something.
Right, so what emphatically urging someone, you know what I'm saying? So it said what? We forgot what the exhortation pretty much of the Lord. So we forgot of the things in which the Lord commanded us to do, for us to please the Lord. The things that were also ultimately because it serves a dual purpose. The things that in which we use to serve the Lord are also good for us in many different ways, spiritually, physically, emotionally. It cover all bases, that we needed. But we've forgotten that, that strong urging, from our forefathers, from, the ancestors or whatever other scriptures and things of that nature. We forgot all of that. So go ahead.
"And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children."
Because that's what we are. We are children. We're children of the Most High. Brothers been in the truth for a little minute, but hey, we still babes in this thing. We got a long way to go. Because the knowledge of Yahawashi is everlasting, and we can never know enough. That's why we gotta keep on seeking the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord, and we learning every single day as we grow. So go ahead.
"My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him."
Right, nor faint when you get rebuked by the Lord, because everybody gets rebuked, whether it's a physical rebuke from a brother, whether it's the Lord put you through some type of hardship from, whether the Lord just want to put you through something, or you actually went off and doing some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But you're not supposed to get weak in those moments. Those moments are supposed to bring you to a realization of self, like, yo, I need to check myself, etc., etc., etc. Or yo, maybe the Lord want this out of me, or like I was getting into camp earlier, or maybe I've been praying for something and the Lord put me through this situation to build me up in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at things in a well-rounded spectrum, of everything, not just let these situations just make you weak, like, damn, because that's the nature of the world, because the world don't know how to cope with the hardships. The world, when they get on hardships, like, damn, man, I'm this, I'm that. They don't see no other way out. We always have a way out. Why? Because we see things spiritually, and we know what this is all being done for at the end of the day. All right?
If I may add, when the hell comes upon 2/3, what they do separate from us, they listen to the demons. They listen to the demons, they believe the demons, and they fall into a sunken place, which essentially is no way near repentance. However, when it comes to the hopeful elect, when we go through tribulation, when we go through hardship, when we go through the chastening, we see it as a form of correcting to what do better. So that's what separates us from them. You know.
Based on what you said.
Yeah.
Real quick, Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
And what's sin unto sin? Sin unto sin. You know, when you add sin unto sin, that becomes iniquity. You know, it's a repetitive sin. You know, one who has no shame. You know, one who's prideful, one who has an ego, and thinking that it's either their way or the highway, not knowing that or not understanding that the Heavenly Father is the one who's created you. You know, and you know, that's where 2/3 is going to fall short at. You know, who covering with a covering that's not of the spirit of Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. You know, see, the Lord gave them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. You know, and that lie is Christianity, that lie is Catholicism, that lie is Islam, that lie is YOLO, that lie is I want to be able to do what I want. I could do bad all by myself. You know, that type of mentality, you know, and these are ailments and sicknesses that our people suffer from, you know, and that's why the Lord set up the prophets, the true men of the Lord, to give the correction. But they don't want to receive the correction. As I was speaking on behind the scenes, you know, Jake don't like to look in the mirror, you know, and when we read the scriptures, I believe it's Jeremiah, the third chapter, where the Lord says, and this is the condemnation, right? That that Israel loved darkness rather than light. That's the condemnation. That's where they condemn, you know, choosing to wallow in their sin, choosing to wallow in their own belief system, as opposed to repenting and coming back to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi.
Yeah, I got to preach that real quick. This is James 1 and start at verse 22. It says, be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forget what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. So that show you what it is at the end of the day. And that's goes into what and I was just talking about somebody the other day. Your words should match your actions, right? Because for instance, a woman, you know, a man to tell a woman, yeah, I love you, but a woman that comes say, well, you got to show me that you love me, right? Because she hear the words, but she's expecting the actions, right? So your words, your matches, and your actions got to match. The same thing with us and the Lord. The Lord said, what? If you love me, feed my sheep. And then at the same time, the Lord said, my word is like a lovely song to people. They hear the words, but they will not do them. Right. So to show you that the words and actions, they have to match, or else you can't have one without the other. It's the perfect balance of things. Or another example you could look at, right? A child growing up. A child can hear that their parents said they love them, but if the parent don't show them no action, that child's going to feel neglected in some type of way. But if you show the opposite, you can show action, but you don't say it, then they might have troubles verbally express their love or express themselves in general. Everything has that perfect balance. That's the same thing. So people, when ultimately they looking at themselves in the mirror, they don't want to be faced with themselves. They don't want to be faced with their actions. As soon as they out of that mirror, they forget. I mean, everything they support, whatever. They can internally, they can know this shit is true, but they just can't face that demon that's within inside of them. They don't want to face that struggle within inside, because we all got that struggle within inside of us. It's just whether you choose to embrace it and to overcome it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Quick precept.
Yeah,
it's the comment board of Brother RER. It says, Sirach chapter 32 and 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
That's somebody who can't take accountability. You know, we were talking on that earlier. You know, what our people suffer from is accountability, and that's the spirit. Because you know what I'm saying, when we was chatting behind the scenes, We mentioned to bring out Sirach 7 and 5. So now would be the perfect time to bring out Sirach 7 and 5. You know what I'm saying? Because our people, you know, they don't know how to take accountability. You know, they like I remember you did a lesson years ago how they'll teach you in elementary school, name it, claim it, tame it, right? You got to name the problem. So you got to name the problem that you have, claim the problem that you have, take ownership, take account for it, and tame it. You don't change, right? And that's what our people don't do. You know, the scriptures speak upon reprove a scorner, and he shall hate thee. Or reprove a wise man, and he shall love thee, right? So that's a quick equalizer on who you're dealing with. You know, when you reprove a person based upon, you know, whatever they may say or whatever they may do, and the action that comes behind that reproof indicates the type of person that you're dealing with. A wise individual or a scornful individual. You know, that's what you call discernment. You know, because when you break down the word discernment in itself, it means to separate, you know, or to cut. You know, and it's either this or that. You know, when you're dealing in truth, it's either this or that, and that's what this truth teaches us. You know, we're out of the world at this point. You know, so you know, when we're dealing with individuals, they're going to show you whether they're black or white. You know, and it's just straight like that. But bring that particular scripture out, bro.
Sirach chapter 7 verse.
Speak up a little bit.
Sirach chapter 7 verse 5. Justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king.
That's right. Justify not thyself before the Lord. You know, and boast not thyself before the king. Right? And I say that because through the spirit and power of Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, pursuant to that particular scripture was that Sirach 30 and 17. You know, how they find an excuse according to their will. They can't take accountability. You know, when you don't take accountability, that's when you in turn justify. Like we was just speaking behind the scenes, you know, you can tell it's a demon when they justify their wrongs. You know, they justified. Matter of fact, that broad Lori Harvey, right? I just saw a video not too long ago. She was pretty much breaking down on how, you know, she's not dealing with the guy Michael B. Jordan anymore, and she pretty much justified, you know, her being for the streets. You know, how she almost got married at a young age. She's justifying, I don't know what I like. You know, I don't know what I really want, so I gotta go out and experiment to find out what I want. That's justifying wickedness.
Yeah, that sounds like Stephen Curry.
His wife, yeah.
He did the same shit, and he backed her. He backed her. Yeah.
And that's what you call simps.
Big simping.
You know what I'm saying? Big simping, spending cheese, right? So yeah, that's a demon. You know, when you justify yourself, you gotta leave it up to the Lord to justify. You know, you gotta leave it up to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi to vindicate you. You know, you could be right in the situation, but you're not supposed to justify yourself. You know, and that's a problem that these women, you know, have today. They you know, the women don't want to struggle. The women don't want to go through pressure. They don't want to go through hardships. You know, and for the simple fact that a woman don't want to go through that, you know, what does the man do? The man will follow the woman. You know, so it is the woman. Now the woman is leading you to comfortability, in which in essence, it's going to be ultimately the slaughter. Because that's what we know as the MOTB, man, the chip.
I got a quick precept.
Yep.
This is Proverbs chapter 17 and 13. Whoso rewardeth evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water, therefore leaveth off contention before it be meddled with. It says, he that justified the wicked, and he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to Yahawah.
That's how we start from the top, BaHaSham.
This is Proverbs 17:13. Whoso rewardeth evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house.
Hey, and that's a lot of these people who sold out. You know, that goes to a lot of these people who sold out. That's why they're fighting demons that they can't get rid of. Because why? You sold out. You sold your soul, man.
Mm.
You know, here it is. You couldn't. You can't endure the beautiful struggle. You know, you want to kick it on easy street.
Mm-hmm.
You right? You want to kick it on easy street. You know, like the video brothers was listening to about an hour ago. You know, when you tap into that world, guess what it is? He said it's drugs and money. That's what it is. You got the drugs to escape what? Reality. And you got the money to provide what? Comfortability. So you're not living in reality at that point.
Mm.
You're in your own world. You're in your own cosmos at that point. So when it comes to the scriptures, when it comes to the Bible, it's just obsolete to you. It is falling on deaf ears. That's why the Lord said you're going to be blind until the missiles come. Because you are living in your own world. You know, so read that part one more time, BaHaSham.
It says, whoso rewardeth evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house.
That's right. Now the good, now how was one rewarded in that world? With a Federal Reserve note. Now we understand that money can be a tool. We understand that money could be a tool, you know, a utility, you know, to get by. You know, so it can be used for good. But here it is, once that particular good is rewarded in that fashion, guess what? Those demons don't leave you, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because now you've already made that exchange. You know, you signed your name in blood.
Yeah.
You could cry all you want. You know, you sacrificed your loved ones already. You know, you got this publicity. You made your $1 billion. You know, so now that energy, that spirit will never leave you.
Yeah, what they say in a couple of rappers interviews I saw, they say, you know, he opened that door.
That door.
Mm.
You know, you open that door, that's it.
So
You know, you ain't supposed to be playing with Ouija boards. You ain't supposed to be tapping into the spirit realm. You ain't supposed to be dealing in sorcery. Because
Right.
you open that door, them spirits is gonna rest on you because the demons need a host. And you open your vessel for them, they possess you. You know?
and you know, Salah, you know one of the most precious things that you can have is rest.
Mm.
Once you tap into that world, there's no rest.
Mm.
You can't sleep. You can't sleep like you once had prior to what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Now you suffering from insomnia. That's a demon. That's a demon. You know? Well, them guys who sold out, they know demons they facing. You know? It's never gonna leave you. You got these people talking about, we don't sleep around here, we take cat naps. You know, promoting that. Look, sleep is important. Right? You know, rest is important.
I never sleep. The sleep is a cousin of death.
Right. No, you can't sleep because you got demons on you. That's your problem. You know, you sold out. You know?
Where and like how we were just saying, you talk about like the back door, and when you think about it, because they had that term, back door, meaning what, to set somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it in the spiritual world, what does the back door represents? It represents demons.
Mm.
What we supposed to enter into at the straight gate.
Straight gate.
You know what I'm saying?
Climb up some other way.
Yeah, try climbing up some other way. You going through the back door. That's inviting demons.
Yeah.
That's that demon world.
Yeah, just to add to you, Elder Apostle Gabar, a few weeks ago, he did a lesson, and he was talking about how the Lord said if he shall knock, he will answer.
Yeah, that's
That
Revelation.
door,
Yeah.
that door is the mind.
It's your mind. Yeah, Revelation 3:19-20.
That's right.
Mhm.
It's your mind. So like everything's a portal. YouTube is a portal. You know, books could be a portal. People can be a portal. Conversation. It's whatever you allow. It's whatever you allow your mind to whatever you open your mind up to.
Whatever
Yeah.
you allow to enter into your
You know,
mind.
it's like this is the spirit because we're talking about doors, right? I was having a conversation, right? I was having a conversation, and this is why, you know, especially women, and especially especially women,
Power off.
men too. You know what I'm saying? When you keep you gotta be mindful when you got doors open, right? Or just being open, right? Or you find yourself dating, because you never know what's gonna come through that door.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If you leave your front door open,
you never know who gonna come in.
A cat could come in, a dog could come in,
Mosquito.
a mosquito could come in, a snake could come in,
Fucking
you
rat.
know, a poodle could come in, something friendly. You know, a burglar could come in.
Right.
You never know what's coming through that door once you have it open. You know, so that's why the gift of discernment is important. You know, and that's why when you have something good, that's why when you have the truth, you gotta close the door.
Yeah. We ain't no.
You gotta
open
close the
mind.
door.
There ain't no open
We're
mind.
not open-minded. Look, we got the truth already.
Right.
We got the truth. Now that we have the truth, we can filter what's bullshit and what's of the truth that we already have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have the truth. We got brothers here. Brothers is of a sound mind. Now, if there's somebody on the outskirts, you know, listening or wanting to come in, we paying attention to them.
Yeah.
What is it up? We check those things out because we already have it. Because the Lord blessed us with the gift of discernment. You know? But if you don't have that, you know, you're liable for anything to have access to you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why it's important, you know, to endure, to be humble, learn, and grow up on a level to where you can exercise that discernment.
Bring that scripture up to that. Proverbs, the mind, who that rule over his spirit.
Oh, come, yeah.
That's the same, almost the same thing.
I got you.
That door is the mind, you know?
Yep. This is Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
Yeah, just imagine a city with no defense. You know, if there's a conqueror coming his way, coming toward that way, and see that there's no wall, there's no defense, there's no blockage, there's no security, you know, there's nothing, they're gonna overtake you.
That's right.
And most people in the world, well, say 2/3 of our people, the Israelites, their mind is open to whatever. That's why they had the thing called YOLO, and
YOLO.
I got one life to live, and I'm young, I gotta have fun. You know, come on, man. And
Live
they-
fast, die young.
yeah, what they say, the curious cat. How do they say that?
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, curiosity killed the cat. So now you dabbling into that wicked sexual preference.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
doing all that
Seeking out
shit.
many inventions.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Yep.
exactly how it is, and they started off from school being young. They would have what's known as open-ended questions,
Open-ended, yeah.
shit like that. You know what I mean? Because everything from school, from us being young, is to collect data,
Yeah.
so they could narrow everything down. Now, as being older, right, we supposed to have a filter upon our mind. You got an AC, you got a filter in your AC. You got a car, you got a filter in your car.
Right.
You got a screen door in front of your house to let the door. That's a filter so you don't let bugs and other
Right.
bullshit to come in, right? So we gotta have a filter for our minds. It only makes sense. And I seen something on social media the other day. This chick, she used to be Muslim or whatever, right? And now I see her whole stance to the change. She's like, but there's a difference from religion to spirituality. Religion is the third, but spirituality. This man, now I'm a free creature and blah blah blah. You just be checked.
Absolutely.
You know how we know it's all bullshit, right? Because, and I had this situation with, you know, dealing with a bitch, you know what I'm saying, some years ago or whatever, right? And I said, yo, red light, stop sign, you're a bed, right? That's your job. You gotta follow through what they said, right? So all in our life, we have parameters, shit that we can cross, shit that we supposed to park the car at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop at.
Yeah.
But now when it comes to your personal life, you act like you're not supposed to have parameters.
Right.
Shit don't work like that.
See,
You know what I'm saying?
and that's another thing too, because dealing with these, speaking on demon of the woman, you know, here it is, they can go to work, listen to all the orders and instructions that their boss gives them. But now when the man want to give them instruction, you want to buck up, you want to have pride, you want to talk back, you want to not do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to not do it. But you know that goes to show where their allegiance lies.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, the scriptures is there. You know, when it comes to Lot's wife, she couldn't follow instruction. You know? Struck down. She couldn't follow instruction, and for the simple fact that she couldn't follow instruction, she got toast. So She got toast, man. She got turned into a pillar of salt, man. All because she couldn't follow instruction. You know what I'm saying? So instruction is important.
I got some Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 9. Winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way. For so doth the sinner that hath a double tongue.
Hey, that's somebody who's open-minded. You know, that's somebody who has their doors open. You know, dang, I'm one with this one. This feels good, let me do it. Oh, this feels good, let me tap into it. Dang, I wonder what that's about. You went on with every win, man. Not knowing what you about to run into. You know?
The scriptures say, a woman that live in pleasures is dead while she liveth.
Yeah.
So here she is. Oh man. I know somebody, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, what we talking about, they doing that. You know, she living in pleasures, and at the whole time, then took a vacation and took all the selfie shots, looking, you know, acting like you doing your thing, but then about to be a victim. Right? It's amazing what Jake do, and these women, man.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, because a woman, hence the title of the lesson, The Beautiful Struggle. The only people who understand the beautiful struggle is the elect.
Right.
You know, it's beautiful because we understand the nourishment that comes out of struggle. You know, growth comes from struggle. Yeah. You know, and sometimes you may not even witness your own growth. Somebody else may have to point out your growth to you. Like, damn, yo, you grew. You know, even in height. Sometimes, you know, you may not even know you as a kid, oh, you know, you grew over the summer. You may not have noticed it. Somebody else got to point it out to you. You know, but essentially, you know, when it comes to this faith, you know, we grow through our tribulations. That's why, you know, the Apostle Paul gloried in his tribulations, because growth comes from that. You know, wisdom comes from that. And be able to move accordingly when certain things happen. You know, it's called experience, you know, and once you experience, you know, you've been tried out in certain avenues, and now you impart wisdom.
Baruch 4:27, comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahawah, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so be in return, seek him 10 times more. It says, for he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Going into the title, Beautiful Struggles, you know, it's because being in this truth, you know, we're thankful that the Lord called upon us, you know, and we're able to receive it. He gives it to us and we're able to hold on to it. It's a beautiful struggle, because at the end of the day, or let's say the end of the deal, all right, we're going to have the world, man. Sure. And the scriptures say, for as it was your mind to go astray, you know, because it's one thing that the Lord scattered us and dispersed us through the world, you know, and we became, you know, our people took customs and ways of the heathen. It was their mind that left from being an Israelite. And that's that falling away. You know, therefore, you know, this is why Jeremiah say in Jeremiah 17:4, we shall discontinue from thy heritage.
Sure.
So it says,
hey, and real quick too, just to add on to that, because when you look at it, right, everything that is beautiful has to go through some sort of struggle, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, think about.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. I was just about to talk about flowers and shit. That's great. You know what I'm saying?
I just thought of that.
Yeah.
2 and 3.
Yeah, think about the flowers and stuff like that. Rose that grew from concrete, all of that. How a rose that has thorns on it and different stuff like that. You think about women, right? Nowadays, you really don't have too much of natural beauty anymore. So women go through a struggle to try to make themselves beautiful. So that's the beautiful struggle, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, when they get their body done, they gotta be wrapped up. They can't sit on their ass.
Go through shit for weeks.
Yeah.
It started with their hair. They're going through trauma with their hair. Now they're going through trauma with getting a fit body.
Trauma with their hair. The shit takes hours to do. They could be in the beauty beauty parlor for. I remember as a youngster being there with my mom because you ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
Being there for fucking 8-9 hours, you
Yeah.
suffering. You're a little kid, you fidgety, you pissed the hell off. You don't know what you're gonna do with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Or even at times when you're younger, you know, your uncle or whoever, somebody might take you to the barber shop. It's mad motherfuckers in the barber shop after school, man. You're in there all night. You're like, damn, I done wasted my whole night in the barber shop just get a haircut. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just so I could supposedly look presentable in front of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everything that is considered beautiful has to go through some sort of struggle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hence why what we're seeking wisdom, which is Sophia, which is a woman. To go through a woman is a struggle in order to get that wisdom.
For sure.
Everything, man.
What
You
it say?
cannot escape it.
Hey, the scripture say, for wisdom shall walk with you by crooked ways.
Yeah.
The crooked ways represents the struggle. You know, but the beauty is the fact that you have the wisdom. You know, because now you're gonna go through something. When Sophia, when it talks about wisdom being the word, you know, it's gonna try us. You know, the wisdom is already there. We don't necessarily have the wisdom, but once we go through the crooked ways and we overcome it, and we receive the nourishment from it, now wisdom is imparted unto us. Now it can trust us. Now it can reveal secrets unto us. You know what I'm saying? Because we remained, you know, in pocket while we was going through that particular struggle. You know?
All the men throughout the scriptures,
Yeah.
they went through struggles.
Yeah.
But in the end, they'll be beautified, right?
That's right.
Hey, brothers play video games, right? You playing a fucking adventure game or some shit like that, or something with missions and shit, right? What happens when you get lost? You get pissed the fuck off, right? It's just you might have died mad times trying to get to the next fucking board and you pissed off. It's just, God damn it, you feel like it's real life because what always shapes and forms.
Yeah, that's why it's written for us to have went off. You know, it was not. How did the scripture go? It wasn't willingly.
The creature was subject into vanity,
Yeah, but not.
but not willingly.
Yeah, you can find it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Romans 1.
Oh, I got it.
I think it's Romans 1:20, something like that. Somewhere around there.
Oh yeah, Romans 8:20.
Okay,
says-
my bad.
So good. It says, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
Because the Most High wanted to make us beautiful. So therefore, instead of just giving us the world,
Or
it made us to where we would go off, man. You know, we go off and punish you,
Yeah.
and then, you know, through your stripes, you become perfected. You know, and then we can have the earth, you know, in righteousness, but it's earned.
Yeah.
It's nothing better than earning something.
Yeah.
You learn so much when you truly earned it without cutting corners and cheating. And then when you say, because you might, like I mentioned, video game, you might have somebody that played the game and, you know, they got to that boss and beat it naturally, like, you know, without cheating. And somebody cheated.
So using cheat
Yeah,
codes.
you know, they be like, yo, you ain't, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you don't really get that feeling, man.
Yeah.
You know, that understanding and like, look, I could beat this boss. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because it's either like your silver spoon, you gotta earn your leisure.
Hey,
You know?
like I remember, like some of my older cousins, me being younger, right? Some of my older cousins playing certain games, like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and shit like that, right? They'd go through, you be playing the game, they be like, yeah, do this, do that. But then I'm dropping here, I'm finding secret dish, I'm finding they're like, yo, how you know about this? And now they hating on me.
Yeah.
Nigga, why? Because I was ass at the games. I had to struggle. I had to die many times in this game to learn this secret and that secret.
You find out stuff.
Yeah, I find out stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's like that, like, and it's like that. Like, how you learn how to fight? By taking L's.
Right.
You taking L's. Like, how you know you can take a punch? By taking punches. You know, everything's a build-up. Everything is a callus. Everything has to be a callus. You know, so that's the beautiful struggle in it all. It's funny because, you know, I was watching, you know, Bernard Hopkins was talking about Virgil Ortiz and Jerome Boots Ennis. And they was pretty much saying, like, no one can stand in the ring toe-to-toe with Virgil Ortiz. And they say, because Jerome Boots Ennis, how do we know he got a chin? He's never been hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, he hasn't really, they're saying that he hasn't really faced that struggle of being hit. You know, because growing up, you know, at the time, it was like in Plainfield, you know, they had terms, right? Oh, yo, this person's the Duke of the school, right? And you know, there's a lot of fights happening, you know, at that particular time, early 90s. And you had certain people that got classified having a glass jaw, and then you had certain people who was classified as having an iron jaw, right? People who got the glass jaws, like people who can't take a hit. It's easy, you can easily break their shit. And I'm like, at the time, I'm like maybe like 6, 7 years old, just you know, being familiar with this. And people who got iron jaw, people who could take a hit, you know, and that's because your jaw's been tapped before. You know, it was a buildup, you know, so that's what you call a beautiful struggle. Like, damn, he ate that shit and he kept pushing. Like, once somebody eats your best shot, that's when fear can come into the other person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a mind thing. Oh, I ate your best shot. You finished.
Like with Rocky and Iron Drago, it's like this man's made of steel or iron.
Right.
He like this man don't break.
Yeah.
I'm on steroids. They shoot me up. I'm trying to break this man down. I weigh more than him. I'm taller than him, and I can't beat him down.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Another thing too, like Floyd Mayweather, when he boxed, he barely got hit. Because the art of boxing is to hit and not get hit. And people get confused because they watch the Mexican fighters and they would see the toughness out of you. And they want to see that so people can actually evaluate you and kind of put you with other people and say, no, this person got the grit. But Floyd, they always thought when he was fighting, somebody's going to give him the grit, but they couldn't. Because the art of boxing is to get hit and not get hit.
Bruce Lee said, the art of fighting without fighting. That's pretty much like kind of like what that is, because you allowing your opponent to come at you, you defending and you throwing your counters and you moving based upon your opponent type shit.
And I say that to say this because don't think Floyd didn't get beat up. Floyd, the reason why he's that good because off camera through his wars, he got his ass handed to him. And he was getting beat up till he perfected it. But it wasn't on camera for him to catch an L. It wasn't in the ring as a fight. But he went through wars. He went through war. That's why he still have some of them boxes. The Floyd boxes, the doghouse. If you can get through the doghouse at the Mayweather gym, then you got grit. That's when it's off camera, the sparring, you're really in there, you know what I'm saying?
And there's no time.
See?
You gotta quit. Whoever quits loses.
See? But that callus, it built up. He got cut, he got bruised, and then it built up, it became strong. So now when he got into the ring, he perfected it and made it look easy.
And the last point, harp on this or whatever, is talking about the beautiful struggle. Look at the Most High and how you had Yahawashi and the angels create everything we see now. It's 6,000 years.
6,000
days. It equates to 6,000 years. And I it went through a struggle and we beautified this shit. So you mean to tell me that all this struggle and pain and everything, that effort that we went through to build this, and you're just gonna inherit this and you don't have to go through nothing? You shitting me. You're gonna have to go through it too. You're gonna have to learn how to appreciate all this beauty that I put together for you.
Can I back you?
You know what I mean?
Can I back you? It's Acts 14:22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahawah.
Tribulation comes, when the Lord, allows it to press upon you. You could be catching infirmities, you can be catching hell at your job, your woman could give you hell, and the main thing, you gotta stay focused on the truth. You might gotta go to camp that day and your woman talking about get out. You know what I'm saying? And you going through the fire in the house, and then you come before brothers, and brothers never know. You don't even know you about to get the cops calling on you and shit. You gotta bear the pain and sufferings, things like this, or like that, is tribulation. While we in this truth. And then during the week, that's a Saturday, right? During the week, you gotta, put your shows out there. And for us to put the shows out there, the Lord has to be with you. He has to have a spirit with you so that you can be excited and he can breathe through you. So you can make a edifying lesson. So you could be catching tribulation. You probably got fired at your job. Don't know how you're gonna get your ring. Still gotta do your show. You gotta find that space. You gotta find that clear mind space and that joy to do the work. Cause you can't, listen, man. Sometimes you just can't do a lesson because you let somebody fire your ass up, man. And you angry as hell.
Yeah.
You can't do no lesson right now. Unless you're gonna make that lesson very angry. And sometimes that happens because brothers be steaming off, man.
Release therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But making sure that the lesson is edifying, but it's hard sometimes when you're going through it. You know?
That's why the scriptures, a lot of times you'll see the burden of the word of the Lord came unto Malachi, Jeremiah, They were going through burdens, you know what I'm saying? And then, like we don't know what they may have been going through in their personal life. That wasn't recorded. We know the hell that they was.
You have to. The Lord, spiritual birth coming into the truth.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure every brother, or most of the brothers, at that point in time they woke up to this truth. It was that changing point of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you was tired of this because you was in the world. And I know everybody got their different way. But when you come into this truth, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
So therefore, you ain't going to have them comfortable, exciting. Another thing too, the Lord kills that excitement. You was in the world and you was in your ignorance. You was excited about shit. Yo, when you come in this truth, you ain't excited about nothing unless it's for the Lord and the kingdom.
Right.
You don't look at your man, see, be like, this nigga, he still act the same he was doing. Man, I'm not care about that shit. I'm not going in. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they get excited. That's the beautiful struggles, man.
Yeah, man. Real quick, let's see what I got. Real quick, slide here.
I got a quick precept.
You got it, go ahead, bro.
Con, it's the comic board. Hey, Shalom to you brothers on the comic board. Shalom. The brother put it's a cut. Your brothers put the scriptures, man. All right. This scripture here is brother Aryar. It says Lamentations 3:27. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke of his youth.
And actually, bring it back from around verse 20, 21, 22.
Okay, let me look it up.
Like that. Lamentations 3.
Con, this is the book of Lamentations. What was that? Oh, yeah, you said 3:21.
Yeah, somewhere around like that, 19, 20, something like that.
Yeah, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and 19. It says, remember my affliction and my misery.
Hey, back up a little bit.
Back up, 17.
Yeah.
It says, Lamentations 3:17. And thou hast removed my soul far off from peace. I forget prosperity.
That's hell. That's hell.
You know what I'm saying?
See, that's why it's a lamentation.
Yeah.
That's lamenting.
Yeah, lament morning,
Bring
yeah.
that from the top, man.
Exactly.
It says,
I love that chapter. You
I
know,
bet you
something.
do.
You know what?
Don't say it too loud.
yeah. It says, thou hast removed my soul far off from peace. I forget prosperity. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from Yahawah.
Because edge is important.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord gotta have his men with edge. I'm gonna be honest, right? I know this guy. I first came across him, I want to say maybe about 2018. 2019. I mean, you can see the manliness about it. And I seen him recently, going like, I would say maybe 3 to 4 years later. He may be an M or two up, you know what I'm saying? He may have made over $1 million or $2 million by this point from the last time I seen him. He looks a little bit more soft and delicate. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why the Lord chose the poor of this world for faith.
Right.
Because that's the beautiful struggle. The beautiful part is that we got the faith. The struggle is, we ain't balling. We ain't balling out of control out here. Some brothers out there may be, okay. But the Lord got it to where they could facilitate to help other brothers. That's the balance of the faith. But guys who are in the world, who were once, may have had that grit about them. They get that money, now they crossing their legs when they sit down.
Right.
Sitting like a woman.
Yeah, why do they do that?
Because they soft. The money has softened them up.
I seen Anthony Joshua as he is, his big ass legs, and he had the nerve to be sitting there next to some Edomite, and his big ass legs didn't even look right, fit, turned that way.
That's a demon.
You got Jay-Z doing this shit.
Doing?
Yeah, you got all of these guys doing this shit. But you know that it's the money. You know, it's that comfortability. You know, Denzel had a quote. What he said: "Ease is a greater threat to success than hardship." You know what I'm saying? Because if ease is what? Synonymous to comfortability.
Nice.
You know, here it is. If you're trying to get to success, in our terms, if we're trying to get to salvation, ease is a greater threat than hardship. We'd rather go through the hardship. That's the only comfort that we're dealing with. You know, when it comes to the word. You know, but as far as comfort from a bitch, as far as comfort from a Federal Reserve note or this world, we don't receive comfort from that. Yeah, we may receive some type of pleasure.
Temporary.
It's temporary though. You know, because she's gonna nag you within the next 24 to 48 hours.
Temporal. Yeah.
You know? Still money comes in, money goes. You still got bills to pay.
Yeah.
So none of that is sustainable to uphold comfortability. The only comfort that is allowing us to see the end to obtain salvation is the word.
Yeah, you might have a little change, got a little comfortability, got a little change in the bank, and then the Lord, he comes and causes tribulation. And so now that little change that you had a little in the bank, a little comfort, you got you that change ended up becoming zero. You know, you can have like 1,200, 2,200 or something, man. And then you got this problem. Before you know it, your bank account is at $20. And you say to yourself, look at all the now you get that hot chill in your body.
Yeah, man.
What we do?
Yeah.
You know? Bring discomfort.
Yeah.
And it's well needed because if we the men of the Lord, he wants us to be for him. Remember the scriptures say the Lord is a jealous power.
Yeah.
You know, so hey, he wants us to be for him and he wants us to look forward earnestly, you know, for the kingdom. Not, you know, just going through the motions and relax and chill and having a good old time. Nah, man, if you're a man of the Lord gonna let you know because he gonna send you through shit.
Yeah.
You know? And it's an ongoing thing too.
Because why? Because the closer you are to the bottom, the more connected you are, you know what I mean, to the Lord. The further you away from the bottom, the more you connected to materialism.
Yeah.
And even the dude, once again, Andrew Tate, he wound up mentioning that his like it's different from over here in America to over there in third world countries. It's like over third world countries, women are more subject to their original nature just as well as men. You know what I mean? Because you don't have the same opportunities and the same freedoms as you have over here in America. So the more freedom and liberty that people are given, they're going to abuse it and destroy themselves.
And that's why they say Jake lazy.
Yeah.
Because you got Issachar, you know, he'll come from Mexico, but it's hard. So when they get opportunity, or the heathens, it's hard. So when they get here, it's like, if I got this opportunity, I'm taking advantage.
Exactly.
I'm trying to make this bread, but Jake been living here for so long, so comfortable, and they say, yo, you just lazy, you lazy. And it's true to a degree.
It's spoiled and right.
Yeah.
It's messed your whole everything up. Another quote from the dude, you know, coming back and from what you had mentioned, that the quote of the worst life a man could lead is one without suffering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which just goes to show you like that's the essence of everything, man. That is going to forge every fiber, nook and cranny of who you are as a person, man. Well,
DMX even said it. He said to live is to suffer. To survive is to find the meaning within that suffering.
Wow.
You know, so that's wisdom right there. You know, that was a crackhead saying that. To be honest, you know, that was a crackhead saying that.
To live is to suffer.
To live is to suffer. But to survive that suffering is to find the meaning within that suffering.
Right.
You gotta understand why you're going through what you're going through. All right, so what is God trying to tell me? I'm going through this. What is God trying to show me? What is he trying to tell me? What can I receive if I overcome this? You gotta ask. That's what you call critically thinking.
What do I need to learn?
What do I need to learn? That's how you get to know yourself. You know, when people go in that ring They're confident because they know themselves. They know what they're capable of. I know my jab is strong. I know my straight is strong. I know I got a mean overhand right. I know I have a nice counter. They know these things because why? They've been in sparring. I know I have good defense. I know my stamina is up. I don't pay attention to the crowd. I listen to my corner. I got a cut man cool. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know he's about to throw that right. I'm gonna slip it. I'm gonna counter. Like, you know certain things. You have a certain confidence about yourself. That's because you've been through things. So the same thing with this faith. You gotta find the meaning within what you're going through and what can you gain from it. That's what this truth is about. It's the essence. That's what's beautiful about this thing. You know, the Lord said that Jacob's trouble is going to come forth, but he shall be saved out of it. The elect is going to be saved out of it because the elect understand the essence.
Yeah, just to finish it up. This is Lamentations 3:18. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Most High, Yahawah. Remember my affliction and my...
Yeah, go back to that. Matter of fact, bring it back one more time.
This is verse 17. And thou hast removed my soul far off from peace. I forget prosperity. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from Yahawah.
So this just shows you just how far gone that he felt, like mentally. Go ahead, mentally drained. You know what I mean?
Remembering my affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall.
So he just comparing that until, you know, what the herb, you know, wormwood and the gall. Like in the gall represents the gallbladder. The gallbladder and the liver, those hold a lot of toxins. So that stores a lot of emotion, a lot of anger, a lot of pain, all those different things. You know, Esau referred to them as a different, the four melancholies. You know, you have the different type of bowels that flow throughout the system. You know, and the liver and the gallbladder, it definitely does hold emotion because you can have what's known as an emotional detox. Because I experienced it through my forms of fasting 70 days, over 100 days, multiple times. And when you release certain shit, like, you can't get upset no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't. Like, for a nice period of time, as long as you stay within that realm, you release all of them toxins, and it feel like you kind of, I don't want to say if it's going to sound the wrong way, but it's like you lose a little bit of that passion that you have because you're so peaceful. So it's like you can't have that, you know what I mean? That edge that you need, you just, you know what I mean? Like you on some straight sheep mode all the time. You can't get back rah if you need to be. Right. Even if you try to be, you can't do it.
That's why balance is important.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But good.
It says, my soul have them still in remembrance and is humbled in me.
Said my soul still have them in remembrance. So what? That lets you know that all the things in which we go through supposed to leave scars upon us for remembrance.
Yeah.
Hence when we go into Deuteronomy 28:47 says, these roughly paraphrasing, these curses shall be upon us and our seed forever and ever.
As a sign.
Yeah, as a sign. You know what I mean? So what that means like boom, if you like as a kid, you know, I remember having that a little incident on the fucking swing set we had in the backyard, and the nail went into my knee a little bit, and it left a scar that's still permanently there. I went through that experience. I should never forget that. That left a permanent mark for a reason, because it don't want you to forget this experience, so that you don't wind up making the same mistakes. You don't do this, you don't do that, and you constantly learn and you constantly grow. So the Lord left scars spiritually upon our mind as a people, the Most High. Because what? Without us even, before us even knowing the scriptures, we still have mannerisms and ways about it still link up to the scriptures naturally without us even knowing about it. Because those mental plagues and those scars and the fiber of our being, everything is still intact. You know what I'm saying?
Like I call it the salt of the earth, and everybody makes fun of the so-called white man because he don't use no salt seasoning, man. You know?
Perfect example.
Verse 21. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It says, it is of Yahweh's mercy that we are not consumed, because his passion fell not.
We mentioned this in camp, and then I mentioned it with the show. This I have in mind, therefore I have hope.
Yeah.
Yo, that show explained it perfectly. Hope triumphs everything, man.
That's for sure.
Hope triumphs everything. You know? So for this reason, he had hope, because he trusted in the Most High that much from knowing and understanding the scriptures. This is what separates us from the 2/3, man. We know and we understand these scriptures better than anybody upon the face of the earth, man. Starting off with, of course, the apostle that was a GreatMillStone starting off, that's what we have. We able to separate, and put things in its proper categories. Emotional things, physical things, spiritual things, and we able to understand and have the balance of it all to put it all together in this perfect perspective. Because the smallest things that we know within this truth trumps everything within this world that worldly people think they know. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, verse 23, they are new,
Renew.
verse 23, they are new every morning, great is thy faithfulness. Yahawah is my portion, saith my soul, therefore will I hope in him. Yahawah is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him.
Right. To the soul that wait and the soul that seeketh him. So that shows you have to have a level of patience, you have to have a level of faith, have to have some hope, right? And another example within that show, the Sandman, right? He supposedly got trapped in the mortal world, right? Because he's supposedly the king of dreams. So it's different worlds, different dimensions. So he gets trapped in the mortal world, and then he's gone for 100 years. So when he comes back into his world, then you have the black chick there that was like his librarian. And I find that, you know what I mean? Like, it's no coincidence. A black person representing your librarian, a scribe, or whatever, and says, my Lord, I've been waiting for you. Then he's like, well, what happens to everybody else? He's like, some did this, some lost hope, but I never lost hope in you. I never gave up. Believe. Oh, you talking about somebody going to crack the clouds? I don't want to hear that fairy tales. I don't want to hear that bullshit. We need something realistic. We need to put a plan together.
Them laws ain't feeding, putting no food on my plate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Shorty can't eat no books.
Yeah. It says, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for salvation, Yahawah. It is for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth.
Exactly, and that goes into Ecclesiastes 12 and says, remember the Creator in the days of our youth. You're supposed to do this in our youth, man. That's that's where the strength is. I remember Pastor Barr mentioned that years ago. You know what I'm saying? About that. Lord pretty much brings up the young men. He need men in the youth, and he's looking for them strong men, and that's going to stand up and do what needs to be done. And young soldiers is always on the front line anyway. Yeah. That's how war goes. You know what I'm saying?
And the young can help energize the elder.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's an exchange.
Yeah, because the apostles mention sometimes, that they get inspiration from other brothers' videos to do a video or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes, because everybody needs that at times. Not that they need that to particularly do a lesson, but it just fires your spirit up even more. You know what I mean? Because what 50 Cent said in that Breakfast Club interview,
hip hop,
and he said if you don't have if you don't have a competitive spirit against somebody, then I don't know where you find the extra energy.
Oh yeah.
To pretty much to do what you do.
Yeah. And it's funny you said that, because I remember in the song he mentioned, I need for you to hate so I can use you for your energy.
Damn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why he be trolling.
Yeah.
Damn. What the fuck?
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. That's one thing, that I used to use, you know what I'm saying, from a young age, and I never understood what I was doing.
Right.
But I just knew that when people doubted me, it would always fuel
you. Yeah.
And you need that. You definitely need that, man. You know, that's when we, you know, from
Right.
before, the other faction, I had
Yeah.
things that was against me.
Yeah,
I used that.
it. You gotta use it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
11, 4, if I'm not mistaken.
what?
Cast down the imagination.
Oh, 10.
10. Yeah, 10 of first. Like,
1 Corinthians 10 verse 4.
sorry, what did he say?
1 Corinthians 10 and 3. And did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and the rock was the Messiah.
Right.
But many of them the Most High was not well pleased,
Mm-hmm.
for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples.
2 Corinthians 10 and 4. That's good too, though.
Where I was like,
You know what I'm saying? Because we are drinking of Yahawashi, which is this word.
oh,
You know what I'm saying?
2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4 says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
That's right, to the pulling down of strongholds. So in order for us to pull down strongholds, we gotta have opposition.
Yeah.
They gotta be strongholds put up for us to pull down. You know, and one of those strongholds is what? Cesare Borgia. You know, that image. You know, Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Book of the Dead, all of this madness that's been rising up against, you know, the scriptures, you know, GreatMillStone predominantly, you know, within all these years, man. You know, vocab alone might have been the strongest demon out of all of them, because he's still going at it, man.
Nah,
But he's still getting put down. You know?
vocab is the weakest.
He's the most consistent.
Yeah.
I'll say that. The most consistent.
The thing about vocab is that he has the Edomite audience.
Right.
That's what makes him stand. You know,
Well,
because
he's
he's coming
getting
from
paid.
that Edomite perspective.
Yeah.
But he really weak.
Yeah. He's definitely easy. You know, but what I'm saying is he's the most consistent. Because we're going on what? Our 6th summer dealing with this guy?
Yeah.
Because he was around when we were talking about Kenny White the Edomite. You know what I'm saying? We don't get This had to be what, 2016?
Yeah, like,
I'm not
I can't
mistaken.
tell.
He made a career.
17?
He made this dude both Haman. That's who he really
Yeah.
is. Reincarnation.
Right.
Haman, aka vocab, made a career in scoffing and trying to, you know, pervert the gospel, man. You know, trying to spread his rhetoric, which he ain't trying to wake up nobody. He just has to be
Yeah.
there for Esau when they ready to demonize brothers,
That's all.
and they gonna use him as some sort of author.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, going to what you're saying, like the breaking, the pulling down the strongholds. That also reminds me of, you know, we have principalities in dark places. So that shows you that we always have opposition around us. If we have principalities in dark places, that's why we have to have the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation. You know what I'm saying? Our feet shower the preparation of the gospel.
That's right.
I mean, it's why we gotta have all these different things. You know, because the opposition is always have. We always got something. I'm saying to put ourselves up against, to be challenged with, to do this and to do that, and constantly become greater. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, back in Lamentations 3 and 26, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of Yahawah. It is good for a man that he bear his youth. Sitteth alone with silence upon him.
Exactly. So you sit alone in silence because you have borne it upon you, because it's like you know what it is already. So you can sit quietly knowing what you know in the midst of why everybody's causing commotion and everybody's, or in the midst of a pandemic in which we had, everybody's causing commotion, they riled up, and this, we can sit quietly and lay back because, hey, this is what we look for. This is what the Lord was talking about. We know, we understand this shit. Oh, y'all can go ahead and bug out all this. I'm just going to chill out and cool out over here in the corner and wait for the Lord to continue to pour destruction on y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just get out the way.
Yeah.
I used to work at FedEx, and dude, they was all complaining about the pay shit. Man, what you doing it? And dude told me, man, you the only one not complaining. I'm like, yeah, because we fucking slaves, man.
You
You
understand.
complaining about it.
Understanding is the best part.
For
Once you understand the situation, you don't fret.
exactly.
You're not going to fret. You're not going to worry. You're not going to complain. You understand what's going on. You know, people who don't understand what's going on, that's when they get frustrated, that's when they get irate, that's when they lose all composure. You know? Because they don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, like with gas prices, I know gas prices went high everywhere, so I know it does affect everybody. But yo, I promise you, I never looked at gas prices like that. Shit never mattered to me. It's like nigga, I need gas.
I need gas.
I need gas.
It is what it
What I'm
is.
going to do without it?
Yeah.
It don't matter.
No.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Wherever I go, if my shit is going to eat,
Yeah.
you going to get gas, right?
Yeah. But what's off is that you're not looking at the gas price and then you get your gas and you get them $20 and you be like, what the fuck? Yo, motherfucker, yo, what the fuck you looking at? Yo, son,
I'm looking at the prices where to get it cheaper. That's what I'm looking at. Where can I get this shit cheaper, man? You know? Nah, that's real though. You know what I'm saying? For the fact that, you know, we have understanding of what's going on. When all hell breaks loose, we have the understanding to what's going on and what's coming next.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, Lord willing, the Lord's going to put the spirit upon us to not take the CHIP, the MOTB, because we understand what's coming next once that's implemented. 2/3 don't know what's coming next when that's being implemented. That's why they're going to take it. They don't know the judgment for taking it.
Right.
That's why they're going to take it.
They don't even care because the scriptures say they despise
They
it.
despise
But to
it.
back you, I quote the scripture, Revelations 3:10. The Lord said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep you from the hours of temptation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
In exchange.
yeah, it says Lamentations 3:29. He putteth his mouth in the dust, if so be there may be hope. He giveth his cheek to him that smiteth him. He is filled full with reproach.
Yeah, that was pretty much the point. Yeah, that was pretty much the point. You know, so with that, you know, I was definitely spirit on this one. So just Lord willing, you know, this segment or any, you know, bit of information or anything that Buzz was saying, the Lord uses as a vessel to drop some bit of edification to any brother out there. You know, that's a part of the hopeful elect, you know, that may enlighten you on anything. So, you know, may the Lord continue to bring death and destruction upon this place. The Lord continue to rise up with prophets, you know, send many blessings upon all the sincere men, you know, throughout the four corners, you know, that's pushing Israel in true sincerity. And may we get the fuck up out of here and continue to endure to the end. So with that, we'd like to give all praises and glory
To Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
the one to the apostles and the elders of GreatMillStone. Shalom to like out there, those who are the faithful, they love and true sincerity. Shalom to the brothers on the comment board.
Shalom.
Father, for your participation.